reason.
Youth that use alcohol are more likely to engage in other risky behaviors, such as gambling. Learn the warning signs and how to talk to your children about addiction.
It's 21 for a reason. Brought to you by CIRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. Find out more at CIRACCT.org.
Live from Main Street, your community radio.
Mike Minarsky and Rich Waslick in the morning, and 80s all day and night.
SNSN. The flagship for Griswold Sports. Online and on the app.
SNSN.
All right, we are live here at SNSN. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday morning, and I have you two today.
You do.
It's Kathy and Victoria. I have to be careful because I've noticed I found myself a couple of times saying,
Oops.
It's the brick wall. We're okay.
Yeah.
I was checking
To see what was behind us.
Oh, okay. No, I only do that to Paul.
No, because
That was
my
good
son
yesterday.
was saying he goes, you probably put a stripper pole between the two of you in the background.
Son of
Isn't
a gun.
that horrible?
Oh,
You missed
couldn't
your
do
opportunity.
I don't know if I could do that.
You know you
I
could.
don't- huh?
You totally would do that.
Yeah, I can.
No.
I don't know if I can. Well, hold on, just so I can
Well,
find
we don't have to do
one.
it right now.
Yeah, no. See, then I'll forget if I don't.
Oh my God.
If I don't, let me see if I can even find a picture that this would.
The brick wall's just fine.
They sell them on eBay.
You know those little
my-
gingerbread houses the kids make at school?
Yeah.
So when Parker was in school, his brother had gone in the day they did him. I think they were in kindergarten, maybe first grade. And he comes home and he's got like this pretzel in the front yard with these gummy bears on it. I'm like, oh, you mean a Christmas tree? He's like, no, Mom, those are strippers. I'm like, what? Obviously, his brother assisted.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, that's what we used to do, gag gifts for Christmas with all my brothers and sisters. We have a very large family. And one of my sisters made a pole for one of my other sisters. And that was and it was like all decorated like Christmassy and had the base and everything. That thing was in our basement for years. Just,
that's great.
I mean, it wasn't, you couldn't do anything. I mean, it was just for show.
Tried?
But no, I mean, you definitely couldn't. It wasn't set up that way. It was more just for like ha-has, but they did a very good job on it. But I did. I mean, what was I going to do with it? So it sat in my basement forever. But yeah, that was it was always kind of like a running joke. Aw, what a shame.
It's not letting me find one that can.
So we just have to stick with the brick wall.
I don't want to do anything that's too
risque.
Yeah, because it's not,
I mean, yeah, let's go ahead and try to find a non-risque stripper pole. I mean, what the hell are you even Googling for that? I mean,
he's got a lot of pictures over there.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to watch the pictures you guys talk amongst yourselves.
What was the subject?
All right, I'm not doing it.
Good.
Daryl says, put up jail bars.
Oh, that's a good one.
Scott says, good morning.
Good morning.
And here I am looking for stripper poles, right? And then, of course, you get, hi, Mom.
Oh, geez.
To which one? Mine?
Well, it just says Facebook user. So, and this is hi, Mom. So,
could be either one. I don't know.
Could be either one. Or
my kid's supposed to be, well, we know he'll watch from school, even though he's supposed to be in school. Little stinker.
I don't know. I'd have to look here to see exactly.
If he's in like a study hall.
Checking his schedule.
I'm checking his schedule. I'm on Power School now, checking it. See what class he's supposed to be in.
Check his attendance.
Yeah.
It is Nick.
Of course.
Yeah, it was Nick.
Great. Actually, it was his.
And he's on a field trip.
Oh, I should probably know that.
Gee, Mom. You're on top of this, aren't you?
He did hit Mom of the Year. I get those awards all the time.
Way to go.
Yeah, he did hand me a couple of permission slips, and I just, he's a senior. I'm like, oh, whatever,
So Shayna, who used to be the illest,
Yes.
no longer the illest.
Just Shayna.
Just Shayna.
Shayna.
Yeah, yeah. She's
Mhm.
graduated and moved on.
They probably had it.
Um,
They probably asked her for her ID.
uh,
No, like Facebook does that. They did it
Do
to
they?
me. Yeah, they did it to me one
Facebook
time.
asked for your ID?
Yeah, you have to prove that you're an actual person, and
Really?
she probably had to give them her verify
and it
her
was just
identity.
easier to change Facebook than to change
Well, no,
your
you have to
ID,
give them a
right?
picture of your license.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
That's weird. I would feel like that was a scam or something. I've never.
No, I
Yeah.
got it direct
Verified.
from Facebook. Yeah,
did you?
yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Never. No. Weird.
I think they're trying to crack. Well, they crack down on things and then they let other people do whatever the hell they want.
And then they change it the next day.
Yeah.
Shayna
anyway.
says you're absolutely correct. Is that
Yep.
what happened to you, Shayna?
Yeah,
Your license didn't say the
The
illest. Shayna, middle initial. Duh. Maybe they thought you were from Holland. What's your last name? The illest. Oh, yes. Shayna the illest.
Isn't that French?
That's French. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, mine was funny because I had changed my last name when I got married on Facebook. And somehow they decided I really wasn't that person. And then I was
Oh,
like,
That
oh,
was nice of them.
okay. Well, actually, I haven't changed my ID since I got married. So I had to hyphenate it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Something Melissa never changed her name for work. It's still Melissa and her maiden name,
Yeah.
and that's what her checks are.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even her. I mean, when she was married.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, changing your name's a
It's a
pain,
pain
in the
in the butt.
butt. It really is. And then if you happen to be in a situation where you change it when you get married, then you have to change it back when you get unmarried, and then
Yeah.
it's just it's
Yeah,
a pain.
it's ridiculous.
Unmarried? Is that like divorced? Divorced or widowed? I
Yeah.
mean, one of the two.
Yeah.
You know.
See, I was
yeah.
widowed. And
Oh,
then I was
okay.
like, okay, I'm not going to change back to my maiden name.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to keep my married name. And then,
Yeah.
because my kids had that name, my older boys. So then I was like, oh, I got married again.
Mhm.
That was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is. It really. And then when you think you got it all covered, then
You
something
miss
else pops
something.
up, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So I just,
Yeah. No, I still have stuff with my maiden name on it, stuff with my married name. I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever. Whatever.
Rich says that his Facebook is getting all messed up lately.
Facebook's it's been screwy lately. It's been acting up. I've been having to like get out of it, go back into it.
could be rich
Yeah.
on those drugs
It
too.
could,
Yeah.
it could be.
Could be those painkillers,
Could be those
Rich.
painkillers.
Painkillers and Facebook don't go well together. I had to take my husband's phone away when he had back issues because he was on so many different
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
I literally took his phone away
Yeah.
Really?
because he was calling people
Oh,
and
yeah.
like and texting.
Oh yeah,
and-
I texted people after his surgery just to give a
Yeah.
heads up. Like if you're getting any weird texts from Rich,
Right.
he's all doped up. He's on
Right.
a bunch of medications.
Yeah.
So just ignore it, go with it. And he's sending pictures into people.
Oh, I heard about
and-
that picture.
He said they took me off of most of them. Damn it.
Yeah, they did, but he's still on a couple.
Shayna says I couldn't show them that that was proof of my real last name, even the pre-meta, or because it's the
Yep.
metaverse,
Right.
now, right?
Yeah.
Gave that as an option for a screen name. Meta is whack now,
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
so
I agree
Yeah.
with her.
So for Facebook, you have to use your real name.
Yes.
Is that, so you can't have like a
if
username
well,
or come up with
if
something?
it is like you could put your name up as Barbara Jones, and
Yeah.
they'll never say anything because it sound because the algorithm's not going
Mhm.
to pick that up.
Yeah.
Well, no, because there are people. Well, there's people that use their real and they get questioned.
Hmm.
It's very random.
So like other social media platforms, you have you can make up. Doesn't even have to be a name. It
Yeah,
can be
no,
like,
you're
the
not supposed to
coolest
make
or
up names on
whatever.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to be yourself. If it's a regular account,
Mm.
if it's a
Okay.
page, then you can make up a name.
You ever trying to go back and look up your MySpace page?
I can't find it.
So I did that a couple of years ago. Somebody mentioned it to me. And I'm like, oh my God, is that really still out there? And I was able to get onto it and look through how funny. It was like a time capsule. It was so cool.
I
to go
haven't
on
been
there
able
and
to get
look.
on there.
I can't get on it now. I tried it again just a few months ago and it just doesn't exist. But a few years ago, I got on it. And it was
MySpace
so cool.
exists.
I couldn't get onto mine. Like I
Yeah, I
remembered
don't-
like my
yeah.
login and everything, but it just didn't. It's just
You
not there
remember your
anymore.
login?
I use pretty much the same login for just about everything.
God, that's Rain Man.
Wow.
Rain Man shit
It's,
right
I
there.
do. Well,
That's
that and I
right.
keep a track. I have anal stuff like that. I keep I have a vault that I keep all of my zip it that I keep all of my passwords and
And
everything.
you were
in.
worried about me. And you were worried about me.
But no, but it was cool. It was like a time capsule. It was really cool to go in there, see all those pictures, and from so long ago.
Yeah, I don't even know what I had on there.
Oh, and
Yeah.
my top 8 were still on there. It was so funny.
I used to like mess with people because you could do top 16. You could do top 4, top 8. You
On
could-
MySpace?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
Oh, see, I
never-
wasn't that into it.
I
I didn't
wasn't
know all the
into it.
Oh, I used to
coding.
mess with it, and I'm not kidding you. I would get messages. Why am I not top 12?
Oh my, right? Oh yeah.
Why
Well,
am I
you
not?
move them into your top 8. Yeah,
But I'll tell you right now, MySpace was probably the most social of all the social networks.
it was pretty cool.
You know what I mean? Facebook's not social.
It's social. It's in a different way. It's just it was a little more. I mean, MySpace was
TikTok's
it,
not social.
it wasn't less. It was less political. It wasn't driven by all that other crap that a lot of social media is driven by nowadays. It was just more fun.
But
I think
it was
you
a
know?
different time too.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
Now
the politics
everything
wasn't there.
Political.
Right.
Yeah.
And that wasn't there
You're right.
at that point.
You're
It was more
absolutely
fun.
right, yeah.
But I remember like you had to almost be like a coding expert. Remember, like you wanted to have a song playing in the background and you had to go and find the
Copy a
code and copy
code,
and paste
yeah.
and put it in there to get the background.
And then the first
up
time you
and
did that, it was
you're
like,
like,
whoa!
And I wasn't into like techie stuff. So when I was able to like put a song on there or change the background, man, I thought I was like a tech guru.
And they had a lot of
on
glittery
MySpace.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
A
was
lot
fun.
of glittery stuff.
It was really cool, but yeah, a lot different than
How about you
nowadays.
folks out there? Did you have MySpace?
Mhm.
I did look it up. I couldn't. I typed my name in, and
No, it won't do it now.
No.
I said a couple years ago, maybe even just been a year or so ago. It was fairly recently, but it was just somebody mentioned it, and I'm like, I wonder if I can get into it.
oh,
Can
look
check
at that!
it
There she
out.
goes.
Try
Just type
it.
in Tom.
She was.
He's
Tom was so
everybody's
cool.
friend. Yeah, yeah. Sitting in front of the blackboard.
He was so cool. He was everybody's friend.
Huh?
He was everybody's friend.
Yeah. Well, he was.
He was your first friend on there.
Yeah. What a guy.
I know, right?
What a guy.
And then
and-
we all just abandoned him and went to Facebook.
And now the guy who runs Facebook,
Mhm.
Mark,
Mm.
whatever. what's his name?
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Yeah.
He looks like a robot.
He's doing that same thing with but he's putting up a different finger.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah, you like me now? Shayna, not the illest, says I'm a person who gets banned occasionally, so I think it has to do with
Yeah.
the individual and the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think algorithms are a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're a little ridiculous. Like I got banned on TikTok
Uh-oh.
from going and doing multiple live, meaning having more people and you can have up to 6 people in a TikTok live.
They don't want that?
No. I got banned for a week. You want it? And the reason was hateful speech. You know what I said? It was a joke.
Uh-oh.
It was
you
a-
can't do that.
It was a meme,
Can't do that.
and it had the M word.
M word?
M?
The M word.
Mother.
No,
No.
it wasn't an expletive at all.
Oh.
The M word. Muslim?
No,
I don't know. I'm
Murder?
like trying to think of like what's an M
Murder?
word? Murder? Oh, murder.
No,
What?
it's ridiculous. What back in the day was a word for somebody of very short stature?
Midget.
Midget.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's
Well,
hate. That really?
Hateful speech.
Oh, okay.
So-
Hateful speech.
I got
Yeah.
I
Learn
got
something
Facebook
new.
jail twice recently. The first time was when the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing was going
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
and I
I did too,
commented
actually on that
and
one.
I said, "My heart breaks for his mother and sisters having to sit there and watch this." I got 10 days of Facebook jail for supporting a terrorist.
Oh my god.
And then he was found not guilty. And
Right.
I sent Facebook this email. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
not
yeah.
for nothing.
But yeah, I know.
And the other one I got in trouble for, my girlfriend has a barn. there was a snake like draped over a fishing pole on the wall, and I said I'd burn it down.
Mhm.
Like
yeah,
I'd be
Yeah.
gone.
right. Yep.
I got that for terroristic threats. So I'm probably like on this terrorist watch
Scott.
list.
Scott Fryer says, I got 2 weeks for saying I was punching air.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
And there's no way you used to be able to send a message
Like
and
appeal it.
yeah, and you could appeal it.
Right.
Now
yeah.
they have this third-party board outside of Facebook, and you can write an appeal, and they may look at it someday,
the heck?
sometime.
Yeah.
And by the time they
By
get
the
to it,
time
it's
they
already
get-
over.
Oh, they don't even get to it.
Well, what I found is TikTok doesn't care. And then none of them do, but I mean, especially TikTok doesn't care.
Just
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of
I've only
Well-
gotten I've only it's happened once to me, and it was the Kyle Rittenhouse thing.
Yeah.
I had shared a picture, just shared it. It was already on Facebook. Where do you think I got it from? I shared it from something else, and it wasn't until about a year later that all of a sudden I got a notice saying that and I'm like, what is happening? What? And I look, and it was that picture from about a year prior.
I got 48
bizarre.
hours for a post that I had put up in 2016, like
Yeah,
a couple months ago.
it was yeah,
I'm like, why are you even looking at my old stuff?
yeah.
I don't
know.
even remember what I put up.
Well, that's what I couldn't.
Yeah.
And I don't post much, and when I do, it's usually family stuff, kids stuff. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't. I'm more of a troll. I like to just scroll and kind of see what everyone else is doing. But so it was weird when I got that. I'm like, what could I have possibly? And it was just one of those. I had just shared a. It was basically a meme.
Yeah.
Shared a meme.
Yeah, that's
but
what happened with me.
It had his picture. It was a picture of him
Yeah.
on it,
Yeah.
and that was. I'm like, okay, got it.
Stupid.
So I can only assume that's what happened because it's the only thing that I said that could be even somewhat remotely,
Saying a
you know,
midget.
crazy. Yeah. So anyway, I appealed it, and you can't really appeal it. You just
No.
click appeal.
Yeah.
You don't
That's
can't
it.
you can't
can't
say
say it.
anything,
No.
which is ridiculous.
Mhm.
You know, and all that tells me is it because there's nobody human that's actually
Right.
looking.
I was
at
going
it.
to say, and how many appeals are they getting? I mean, that's-
Right.
yeah.
So then they turned around and I got a message back within like 3 minutes saying, "We have reviewed your appeal."
How? No,
Well,
you
Yeah.
didn't.
you reviewed that I clicked appeal,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, and that your ban will stand.
Yes.
I'm like, all right.
You go against community standards.
So then
Right, yeah.
they said, "Do you find this helpful?" No.
Do you
So-
find this helpful?
So then I wrote, there was a place you could write, and I said, you know, you're not telling me anything. What did I do? I actually got a email back, and it said, "We're sorry that you don't agree with our decision. Here's a link to our community standards."
right.
And then I sent back another letter, and I said, "You're not telling me anything." I said, "How am I gonna not do what
Right. yeah.
you guys' perception of
Right.
hateful speech is if you don't tell me what I did wrong?" I said, "You're not helping anybody, and you're not helping yourself."
Mhm.
I said, "How you?" I never heard a word.
And then everyone's got backup accounts, and
Oh, yeah.
there are because
I got
of that.
backups from my
Okay,
backups.
Yeah, and I see that a lot.
So I'm in a
Uh-oh.
a group that is owned by Facebook. It's a power admins group.
Yeah.
And it's because I have a couple pages that are pretty
Yeah.
big. And in that group, other admins, we all will comment like, "Oh, gee, I just got out of Facebook jail." Like,
Right.
why this, that, and now this is a Meta, Facebook, whatever group. They've made this group. They teach you in this group. They will not answer those questions. They will
Mm-hmm.
delete our comments, and you'll get a warning. And the third warning, you're out of the power admins. And your
What do you mean?
page.
A warning of a question that you asked?
Yes.
They don't want to be
If they
questioned.
delete, they do not want to be questioned. And I've tried working around like the way I asked the question.
Yeah.
And like other people are getting what I'm saying, and the powers that be in the meta group are like, yeah, they'll delete it.
And I mean, it's a company. It's a private. They can make
No, they're
whatever.
not.
They're not.
Facebook?
Yeah.
No,
it is
it-
publicly
public-
traded.
Publicly,
Traded.
right? Okay. Yes, publicly traded. But what I'm saying is, I mean, they can make the rules that they want, that their shareholders want. It's your choice to be on there or not.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
you have that option. So, but that's when people come to the free speech side of things, it's like free speech is
It's not.
great, but it's you
not.
can't use that argument,
It's
and
not.
it sucks because it's
None of the
it could be
social
a
media
great-
networks are free.
No, of
Free
course,
speech,
right,
period.
exactly. But and it sucks because they could be great platforms for a lot of different things.
Now there was
and do a
one
lot
called
of good.
Parler. There was one
Yes.
called Parler that claimed that it was all about free speech. I've
Yep.
never been on it,
Me neither.
I was
but
on it, but it was weird.
okay, but
It was just bought by
Did
somebody
you see
else.
Kanye West is buying it?
Oh, is that who?
but it got
was?
shut down.
Yes.
It got shut down.
Okay,
Yeah.
shocker.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
So
of
to
course
give
it
you an
did.
idea,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
you
But
know,
why did it get shut down?
maybe Big Brother didn't like it.
Mm,
You know,
yeah, it's I didn't really, I heard it was being bought by
Yes.
somebody. And
Yeah.
Kanye West.
Yes, because
I-
they banned them from all the other social media. So it's like I'll buy my own.
I feel I don't know. I'm torn
What?
on Kanye West. I feel like
he's an idiot.
Mental health.
yes. That dude needs help.
Somebody
He
say
just-
mental health?
Yes, he needs help. He
Yeah.
definitely he's lost it.
Do you know
I
in
think,
his
from what
dining
I
room
see.
he has got a complete mural on his ceiling? It's basically him being portrayed as God, like the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Oh.
I don't
Yeah.
doubt it at all. I mean, he wasn't he like doing ministry work or something at one point, like a preaching and
Who
stuff to a
knows?
church. He owns a school, like he runs a school.
Those Kardashian
kids.
girls,
Oh, they know
family
how to
can
pick 'em,
they
don't
can
they?
screw up any guy.
Jeez.
Look at their dad.
I know. Oh my god.
God. We got his money. We don't care.
Oh,
Well, gee.
yeah. Well, but Kim's going to be a lawyer, isn't she?
Oh my God. Why does the movie Legally Blonde come up? So social media is, you know, and it's weird. It's not really what we think it is. It's really a fantasy world. You know, now everything's going towards, slowly, but it'll jump, virtual reality.
That'll be interesting.
They have it. They
Yeah,
have it now.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's going to grow and grow and grow. You think people don't go out and because they don't want to deal or talk to other people now?
Mm-hmm.
People will never leave their freaking homes.
Yeah.
They'll put on the little helmet.
And that'll
You
be
can
their
go into-
world.
You can go into clubs. You can do whatever you want. You can talk to people. You can dance. You can, well, you can make yourself a drink and then you're drinking. Can never cut you off. Serious. They have DJ nightclubs and stuff that you
Really?
can, yes.
That's
Is
just
that
weird.
Oculus?
That's
Well,
one.
that's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My kids have
Parker
that
has
too.
that.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
weird. I tried it once and I'm like,
Yeah, I
don't
didn't like it.
Well, I was over at O&E Customs
Mhm.
a couple weeks ago, and he has the Oculus thing, and he goes, "You got to try this out." I'm like, "Okay." So it was a table tennis game,
Yeah.
and I had the thing on, and I'm not kidding you, I was like immersed
Mm-hmm.
in this thing, and then at the end, I said, "Jesse, I'm done." I took the paddle. And I put it down what I thought was the table and just fell on the ground.
Yeah.
There was no table there.
It's strange. It's
that's right.
I didn't like it. I want to see what's
Yeah.
around me, not what's not around me.
Imagine what that's going to do for the porn industry. Oh my
Oh.
God.
Wasn't that there was a movie where that was in it? Demolition Man? Was it Demolition Man? Where they were
Oh,
talking. It was
no.
like virtual reality, and they had a scene where it was like people getting intimate on
Oh.
virtual reality. I want to say it was Demolition Man because they were in. Was it when they're in the future?
I don't know. I don't watch.
I
it.
don't-
Wesley
didn't-
Snipes and
Are we talking the Matrix?
Nope. Wesley Snipes and oh my gosh, what is that guy?
Rich just
I
put
don't
in
do
a
movies.
website, donda.org, DONDA. I don't know what that means, Rich.
Don't trust
That might be the thing that's
I
typing
don't
that.
know. Let's see, Rich. Let's see
I
what
wouldn't click on it.
look now.
I want to say that's gonna drive me nuts. Demolition Man, I think.
Well,
anyway,
anyway, .org. It can't be too bad, right?
Donda. It does sound familiar, but I don't know why he's putting that in there.
I don't
He's
know.
probably working on something else. He's got so many things.
Oh, this
working right
is
now.
Kanye's
Okay.
Donda Academy.
Oh, yes, that's
Yeah.
a school. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, he has a school?
Yeah, he runs a school
Oh.
like
K
for
through 12.
children.
K through 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Scary.
Down to
yeah.
rule number 51. Students must be confident in forming ideas. If not, their writing will suffer.
Ah,
But I don't think his own kids even go to that school.
Here's the daily schedule. I'm not kidding you. Full school worship. Then it's core classes of language arts, math, and science. After that, lunch and recess. And then it's enrichment courses, including world language, visual art, film, choir, and parkour.
I didn't
Oh.
hear any history classes in there
Nope.
or civics or anything like that.
hmm.
Interesting.
Wow.
But yeah, it's like a
yeah.
legit, like it's, he runs
Well, I don't
national
know how
schools. That's-
legit
I
that
know, I
is.
know.
Laura says it was Demolition Man.
Okay, thank you. That was driving
Demolition
me
Man,
crazy.
Sandra Bullock, and Sylvester Stallone. were in
Sylvester
there.
Stallone, that was the other guy. That's-
Ew.
Yeah, he was in it, and yeah. And there was like a scene where because it was all in virtual reality, because he had been frozen, and they unfroze him to come back and go after Wesley Snipes or something, from what I remember. But it was all futuristic type
Gotcha.
stuff, and that was in that.
Oh, was he the one with the hole in his
It's an
chest?
80s
and they-
movie, isn't it?
It was. It's
80s,
old.
right?
I don't remember.
There was like a
It's old.
crystal
Oh my
I put
God.
in there. Oh, it was gross. I don't know. Ernie
I
watches
can't
that all the time.
remember.
I don't know what movie
Are
it
you
is.
talking about Iron Man?
I don't know.
Where they had the thing here and pulled it out and they had to put another one
Yes.
in. It kept
Oh,
his
yeah,
heart
yeah, yeah,
beating
yeah,
as
yeah,
Iron
yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that was
I don't
Robert
know.
Downey
I'm
Jr.
not a movie
No, I don't
person.
know. I'm not either. at all.
So getting into social media and everything, all the stuff we're talking about, do you think that this has some sort of correlation, with virtual reality with school shootings?
I think it has a correlation to I think social media has told people or made people believe that you can do and say whatever the hell you want
Mhm. With no
with
consequence.
no consequences,
I think it's like
which has
yeah. I think the school shooting thing is a compound problem, and social media is, I think, a piece of it,
yeah.
but it's not the main. I don't think it's the only piece.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why a lot of social media platforms are really trying to ratchet down certain things? Because maybe there's a lot of heat on them for things happening in society that they didn't happen 25 years ago.
I don't really
No,
see
I
them.
don't-
I'm just
I don't-
spitballing.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing it out there.
I don't really see
I
them
don't think
cracking
so.
down on anything other
No.
than people, talking.
That
They're
they
not
don't
really
agree
cracking
with.
down. Yeah, I mean, they're not really cracking down on anything. I think that
Okay.
would prevent school shootings.
Yeah.
From what I can tell. I mean, clearly, if they're cracking down and school shootings are still happening, then that's
Yeah.
not. It's not working. But no, I think it's a much bigger issue than that. Just compounded issue.
So are our schools safe? I mean, there was another shooting yesterday in St. Louis.
Mhm. Yep.
So you know more about it than I do.
And I don't know much about it. Just what I saw quickly on the
It's
news.
kind of weird that
but-
it's not like a huge thing today.
Well, and I
or
think
yesterday.
it was. We were watching the news yesterday, and it came across like breaking news type of thing, and I did see it on some social media yesterday. But I think that's probably one of the sadder parts is that it's not really breaking news anymore to
No.
hear those, and it wasn't a huge, casualty, situation.
Yeah.
It was a teacher and a student, from what I understand, that did die, and the suspect that was killed by police.
So Rich says mental health and lack of accountability today mixed with social media
Yep.
nonsense.
That's all of it plays into it. I
Yeah.
think absolutely. I think also it's the coddling that plays into it, that a lot of the kids, the participation trophy type of mentality.
Entitlement.
The
Yeah.
entitlement. I mean, and there's just no consequence, for anything. I think it
But
just
if you
all
go-
plays into it.
If you go into a school nowadays, like when I went to school, you'd walk in the school hallways and it was quiet,
Yeah.
and kids were seated
Dave
seated
was seated at the
seated
table.
at desks,
Yes. Yeah.
and they had work, a
Mhm.
textbook, and
Yeah.
a piece of paper in front of them.
Yeah. Notebooks.
Now,
and folders.
It's a giant freaking free for
Free-for-all.
all.
Mhm.
I couldn't believe it. I went to a
Kids
school.
didn't want to do anything. They're sitting there on their phones watching
Yeah.
YouTube videos.
I went to a
They do.
school not too long ago, and I was like, and it was an elementary school. The kids are little assholes.
Yeah. A lot of
Really?
them. Yeah. Yep. They run
There
the
is
schools.
no respect. There's
Mm-mm.
no.
No, they talk back to the teachers. And I mean, the videos that I've seen from
Yeah.
my own kids of
Yeah.
other things happening at school. The way they talk back to the teachers,
Oh,
and the
it's a-
teachers just have to take it. They
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do. They tell them to get out of the room, or go to the office. No, make me. That kind
It's
of
not even
stuff.
just that;
and-
it's police too. It's the same thing. I mean, you
Well-
get kids and people talking back to the
oh
police
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's going out of style.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then if the police do anything or say anything, then
they could be in trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're stuck too. It's just there's no respect for any kind of authority. Everyone, it's the equity thing, and
Yeah.
which is great in some aspects, but in others it just doesn't work.
No,
it doesn't
doesn't.
work. There's got to be a hierarchy. There's got to be respect. There's got to to an extent.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how things are run, and that's how things run smoothly if it's respected.
Yeah.
I think.
I agree.
So it's I mean, who knows? I mean, this is stuff for, I guess, psychologists to kind of go ahead
Yeah,
and pick
and I'm
apart and
definitely
stuff.
not one.
No, neither am I. But I guess the thing is are the schools safe?
Well, I think one of the things that they keep doing is saying, "Oh, we need more gun control." It's not responsible gun owners that are going
doing it,
into
no.
schools
Right.
and shooting schools up.
Mhm. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where this particular person
Yeah.
got whatever it was that they used. From what I understand, it was a 19-year-old former student that was the suspect in yesterday's shooting, and a student at that school, from what I read, and he went in there with a purpose that he was sick of everybody in there. He was tired of dealing with that place. So there was like a
Yeah.
vendetta that
Right.
he had. There was personal connection
Right.
to this place for this particular shooter. But it'll be interesting to see what comes of how he acquired the guns that he used, or guns. I don't know if he had one or more, but
Daryl says parents blame the school when they should be solving the problem at home
absolutely
with their little angels.
yes,
Yes.
not my
that
kid.
are not angels.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, not my kid.
Yeah,
right?
not my kid.
And I
Nope,
think
you
that's
won't
the
do
thing.
that.
Or you turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
It's like, no, didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that like parents don't want to take responsibility for what their kids are doing in school. As soon as the kid gets in trouble at school, that parent is at the school
Mm-hmm.
or on
Yeah.
Facebook going meh, 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 meh,
Mhm.
about my poor little Johnny.
Mhm.
And then when you actually find out about little Johnny,
Mhm.
it's little Johnny's the problem,
Yeah.
not the school.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen that a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and it's unfortunate. I mean, I was always very realistic about my kids.
Me too.
Like they were
Yeah.
jerks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everybody's
And
kids, I think, has
you go to
they have the
school,
ability to be jerks.
You go to school and you get a good report and you're like, oh phew.
yeah,
Plus,
yeah.
if you don't have that discipline and structure,
Right.
well, how is that going to play out
Yeah.
when you're an adult?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Right.
You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't, I mean,
Yep.
what do you do?
Well, then I think that's what we're seeing with, some of the younger generations that
Yeah.
are, young adults right now is, well, it's everybody else's fault that they're in the situations they're in, or, it's everyone else should be helping them figure it out at this point. And it's just, there's no ownership.
Rich says, this guy,
Mm.
parents need to be allowed to discipline today. Kids are taught to also complain
Yeah.
if parents discipline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, all of our kids that, I'm going to call DCF on you. Like, well, here's your number. And
Here's
by the way,
phone.
they're going to take you away. I'm going to be sleeping in my bed tonight. Where are you going to be? Yeah. And then that would, But, and it was, they would just get upset because we told them to go to their room, or, taking their phone away, or, whatever. And, that would be, but that's what they're told in school is, well, if you're being, harassed, or, something's going on at home, like, you can make this phone call and, it'll all be taken care of. It's like, you can't. And obviously there are situations where that's needed for sure. But I mean, you can't just be willy-nilly
Right.
going around telling kids that, thinking, filing these crazy reports.
And I mean, we all have stories about our own kids,
Mhm.
and stuff, and what they do. Like I know my daughter, she has a tendency to be a little manipulative.
A lot of kids do.
Oh yeah,
They know how to do. They learn how to. I don't know where.
Rihanna can be very
young age,
manipulative,
yeah.
and like she's, and I think it's a classic kid thing. It's like, hi dad, did I tell you how much I love you? What do you want?
Yes.
You know. And next thing you know, she doesn't say anything, but I get an invitation from Cash App.
Mhm.
Hey, Dad, can I get food? This is the other day. I
Mhm.
said, I'm sure your mother has plenty of food in the fridge
Mhm.
because she loves to DoorDash things. She
Mhm.
loves to have things DoorDashed.
Well, who doesn't? I mean, it's kind of convenient.
I've never done it.
sometimes. I've done
I
it.
don't because it's
I've never done
expensive.
that.
It is
It's-
expensive, and not something I do all the time. But
By the
it's
time you-
very convenient.
Yeah, it is convenient, but by the time you've paid, I mean, the tip, we should tip
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
But then the delivery fee,
Mhm.
and
the
then you're paying,
taxes.
and you're paying extra.
Yeah.
You're paying,
Oh yeah.
you're not paying menu prices. You're paying a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So-
It is very expensive.
So I did it with Wendy's one time, which was like a $12 meal,
Mhm.
right? It was $19 by the time it got to me, plus tip.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, never doing this again.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I don't
very
do that.
expensive. Yeah. Well, would they even come out to you?
Actually, they do because my son did it one day.
Really?
Well, he got like a coup, he had signed up or something, and
Yep.
he got like an email
pre-delivery
coupon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he got a what did he get? He got like one taco or something from
Oh
Taco
my
Bell. I'm like,
gosh.
what the heck? And he's like, well, I didn't want to spend a lot of money, but I wanted to see
How
how cool
works.
it was.
Yeah.
I'm like,
he ordered one taco.
really?
People need to start having these discussions at home. Shana
Mm.
says, I agree. Take control of your house and family. It truly begins at home. She's absolutely right.
Yep.
Yep.
She's absolutely right
Yep.
because that's where you get that
Mhm.
base of knowledge. And, you get
Yep.
that, and if you don't have that,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
what do you do?
And then you run into, though, I mean, comparing to, say, 30, 40, 50 years ago when you had, one parent at home, one parent working, there was
Yeah.
somebody at home to kind of run everything.
And I think
keep
we were
everybody
in that
check.
we were in that generation where one parent worked, and then little later on down the line, you had both.
Yes.
So you kind of had
We
both
both-
sides of the
yeah,
coin,
Yeah, the latchkey kids. Yeah. And, so now you have parents, I mean, it's difficult in this day and age to not have both parents working
Yeah.
and to, be able to support a
It's a
household and all
necessity.
that. Right. So the kids are left to just kind of on their own, where when I was growing up and we were left on our own, I don't know why, but I feel like we were more responsible at that age. We were given a key at like 7 years old. We'd come off the bus, open up, do our homework, all that kind of stuff, and, take care of your younger siblings, at a very young age. And it worked, I mean,
Yeah.
it was okay. You didn't let anybody in if somebody came to the door, that kind of stuff. Now, I don't know where or how it all changed, but it's just become a free for all, and no accountability, no responsibility, no anything. It's kind of crazy.
I used to walk home from kindergarten
Yeah.
at 5
Yeah.
down Slater Avenue.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And not a care in the world.
Wow.
Now, would you
Nope.
let your 5-year-old do that now?
Nope.
No. Mm-mm.
Wow.
Nope.
Just to
Not
give you an
at all.
idea how things changed.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah, I was taking care of my younger brother and sister. We'd come home from school, and our bus stop was not right in front of our house. We had a good half-mile walk or so to get to my house, and
I was coming down here today. The bus stopped. and
Every
freaking
single-
I'm
yes.
like, seriously, can't these
Yeah.
kids get together and get on the
what
damn
happened
bus?
to a bus stop? Like
Yeah.
one, like
Now it's every
I-
house.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
rode a bus, so I can't really say.
so
but
I mean, I
it
rode
it
a
is kind
bus,
of ridiculous.
but we had, I mean, it was all the neighborhood kids had one bus stop, and
Yeah.
they just congregated from all over, this one, radius,
Mhm.
and we just had one huge bus stop.
That's what we
which
had
makes
too.
sense.
Right. And then we would go for quite a ways before we hit the next, group of kids. And yeah, you're right. It's at every house
Yeah.
they stop.
The bus I was on was a little bit smaller than all the rest of the buses. And
It's one of those
my mom
shit.
said, don't know, they're smaller, so they get there quicker. And I'm like, so I felt cool. And then somebody said to me, it's not cool. And I went, why? Because it's a short bus. And I went, but I don't have to wear a helmet.
You only lick a few of the windows. in
That's
there.
it. Yeah, it was okay. Oh my God, I got banned. Ah, no.
Ah,
Careful.
But,
don't
Will be.
mention short bus.
but we had a bus driver that would take back roads, and they would go really fast
Over the bumps.
and we'd
right?
go bumped, right?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, there's like the front would go in, but the back, and
Yes.
then boom! And
Oh,
you're like,
yeah. We had really cool bus drivers
yeah.
back then too. And we were on the big bus. because we were the cool kids. But we would, but we would all, we knew she would let us all get up and go to the back of the bus on this one road that was really bumpy, and it would to see how high we could all get. So we would all jump and see like if we could hit the ceiling.
So
and
it was
going
thing.
over. Oh, it was a thing. And we'd be flying over the seats, and no kids were hurt.
No.
And if you did, you sucked it up because you knew you were doing something dumb. You play
Wait a
stupid
minute.
games, you win stupid prizes.
Were you on the bus that went through Gear Road? Was that? Were you on
No,
that bus?
no.
Okay, all
No,
right.
I grew up in Norwich,
Oh, all right,
so I
okay,
was
gotcha.
I was over there.
So now they have
So it's a thing.
cameras,
Oh, yeah.
cameras and
Mhm.
monitors and apps and
Mhm.
this
Oh,
and
yeah.
that. To,
I know, to watch and
Yeah.
monitor it. I remember we did have cameras. That was when cameras first started, but it wasn't like automatic. Like the bus driver had to turn it on, and so she would literally turn it off when we were going
Mhm.
down that bumpy road. And I mean, it was it was just so cool. Like it was one of those fond kind of childhood memories.
Scotzo says the bus on our street stops at every house for each kid, even if it's 50 feet away. It's ridiculous.
It
It
is.
is.
Why do they do
It's
that?
the same thing on Ashland
I
Street.
mean, I'm guessing they're saying it's for safety reasons, but why can't they just walk and have one
well, if the
congregate
parents
stop?
get out of bed,
Right.
walk your kid to the bus stop,
Right.
stand there.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was coming here one day and I came a different way, and I was going by that water up there, and like there were moms out there like in their pajamas, standing with their cups of coffee. I'm like,
no, that's cool.
And that's fine.
You know?
That's fine.
That's what
They're
you're
out
supposed to
there.
do,
Yeah,
like,
they're out
get
there.
out there.
Right.
Mhm. Yep.
But
And
these
that's
other ones, there's like a little kid, There was one standing at a bus stop all by himself. I was like,
Mm,
"Ooh, I don't know if I do
yeah,
that."
not nowadays. Not nowadays. I mean, unless you had eyes on them from the door or something. But even then, I mean, if
Go
they're
ahead,
really
little
little
Freddie.
like that, yeah.
Little Freddie, go ahead.
But I don't understand. Like, I don't know at what point they decided that they needed to stop at every single house,
Yeah.
and for what reason. I mean,
Mommy's got to get back to Uncle Jack.
I spent some time in. That's gross.
You'll be fine. Go ahead.
Oh my god!
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I can one up the whole stopping at every house. I spent some time in Rhode Island, and in Rhode Island they have a monitor that sits on the bus,
It
and
gets
they
out,
get out
and they
and
walk
at
around
every single stop. So they
to
stop at
make
every
sure
single
there's no
house.
kids under the
Yes,
bus.
they stop at every single house, and the monitor gets out and
You know
checks.
what?
It
If
does
you-
like a walk around,
if
and then
you
gets
let
back on at every
Yeah.
single stop.
If
It
you
takes
let
forever.
your kid get underneath the bus,
Right?
I'm sorry, but
I remember in school where they talked about that. Like that was one of the, you had fire prevention and bus safety. They
Yeah.
would do the bus drills, jumping out of the back, and all
Right.
that stuff. And they always told you, you don't cross until they tell you to cross with the stop sign and all that. And I remember watching like videos of kids like they would show kids like being like, run over, like fake videos of them being run and
Yeah.
to not go under like bus tires and to not run underneath. And I mean, it's like
the fact that they need someone to get off a bus and
Yes.
check underneath just-
every single stop.
that explains a lot about
Yes.
what's wrong with society
Yes.
nowadays.
Yes.
Laura says if you let your 5-year-old walk to school by themselves, you'll be arrested for child abuse.
Seriously, nowadays I wouldn't doubt it.
Neglect.
Somebody, you know what? I guarantee you, if you saw a little 5-year-old walking and you went on Facebook and went onto your town page, there would be somebody on there. Oh, there was some, parent shaming, like, oh, there's some kid on there, walking by
Yeah.
himself, and I would never do that. There would be 100 comments about everybody going back and forth about whether the kid should be walking or not. And
They do that over dogs, cats, and birds.
Right. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's like, but that's where we live now.
There's a person in Lisbon that has a dog, and it is a cute little dog, and it gets out all the time,
Mm.
and everybody's like, "Oh, you should do this, and you should do that, and you should." And they're like, "Listen,
Yeah.
we're doing everything."
Yeah,
we
you don't
can.
think we've thought of
You
that?
know, we're doing. And every time they post about this little dog, there's like 9 million comments.
Cindy says, I work on Rhode Island. If I get stuck behind a bus, I'm screwed
Yeah.
regardless of how early I leave.
Yep.
Yeah.
True story.
LOL.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The first time I got stuck behind one, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I expected the stopping
So,
at every house thing, but the getting
Cindy,
out
what
and
you
walking
do
around-
is when you get stuck behind them, get out of your own car and check under your car and make sure there's nobody under your wheels. And you can cause a chain reaction.
Right. I mean, it is.
It's like a
ridiculous.
Chinese fire drill.
Yeah. Yes.
I saw one of those happen.
Dr.
Did you?
Cook.
Do
was
kids
cool.
still do that?
Yeah, you know, it was funny
That's
because
cool.
actually somebody stopped at Ashland Street, Carly Avenue. So,
Oh yeah. Well,
but
that
they
was,
did the
that's,
Chinese fire drill. So it was
that's
fun.
so funny.
Can we say that? Can't say that.
I don't. What else is it? What else would you call it? I don't even know
what else you would
call it.
Just fire drill.
Asian.
It's not a fire.
Asian?
No, you know, well,
no,
I don't
no.
think you can attach a nationality to it for nothing.
I,
Canceled.
I don't know. That was always fun.
Mm,
Chinese fire drills. Those were
yeah.
the good old days.
That was like innocent.
Yeah.
It was.
Yep.
When I see him now, I just laugh
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Who's
I'm-
gonna get mad?
It's
at
old
that?
school.
I was gonna say, like, I'm kind of impressed that kids nowadays would even know what that is, or they're too busy eating Tide
Well, you know,
Pods
you've-
and
you've-
stuff. So
You've got Charlie behind his pickup truck with his wife Mitzi, sitting there going, "These kids today,
yeah.
what are they doing? They're holding up traffic. I gotta get to the farm. If I don't get to the farm soon, this little fire drill thing here is gonna put it all away, and everything will be spoiled."
I don't know. I think nowadays, if older people
Jack, how do you
saw
feel about that? Because that was Mitzi talking.
Oh, that was Mitzi talking.
Bingo.
The cigarette hanging out of her mouth. I think of older people, like our people, I should say people our age or maybe a little older, if they saw something like that, I would think that's really cool. I wouldn't
too.
complain about it at all. I'd be like, yes, go.
You know what the worst thing in the world was when I was growing up in this town that parents always seemed to complain about? Kids sitting on the small stone wall in front of the Jewett City Savings Bank around 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Loitering.
And they were harmless.
Yeah, just literally sitting there.
They would just sit there and they were talking,
Yep.
watching the cars.
Yep.
That was the worst thing in the world. I'm thinking, if that was
If
the
that's
word,
it, yeah. If that's all you got,
then we're doing well.
yeah. I know there have been some kids lately, from what I've seen, throwing eggs and stuff around here and causing some ruckus and things like that lately. But that kind of stuff, not cool. But yeah, sitting on a stone wall, just kind of hanging literally on Main Street. I mean, they're not going to be getting away with anything. I mean, they're right out in the open. Yep. So, if that's they want to do and that's the worst they're doing, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but what the hell, right? But people used to complain. I now either they needed something to complain about, where this kid's going.
Now, what would you rather have them do? I mean, obviously they could be at home, but I mean, who, if they're not hurting anything,
yeah,
I mean,
so I have a question. So like we're talking about, the kids and parents and, how things, school shootings, who do you blame? Is it really just a mental health issue with a particular person? You're
all of
going,
the,
no.
I think it's all of the above.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't think it's one thing.
No, I don't think it's one thing either, to be honest. But now, I think about it, I'm like, there are schools that have athletic contests at night, and it's wide open.
Yes.
Anybody could walk in.
Yep.
Anybody could walk in.
Sure can.
So during the day, everything is locked up. You got to be buzzed in, whatever. And even then, that's not foolproof, but still. But at night, I mean, somebody could just.
Yeah, what's stopping
that's
them?
a horrible thing that could happen. And
and it has. I mean, it has for sure. Unfortunately, but yeah, you're right. I don't know what the draw is with the schools during the day. I don't know why that's
or at all.
Right. Well, yeah.
Dominance? Is it a dominance thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
Wanting attention.
Yeah. I mean, but
I
why?
mean, what better way to get attention?
Yeah.
Go after school.
But I mean, where we're finding
you'll
it
be
doesn't.
Famous.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, with yesterday's, there wasn't a lot on it.
No.
There really wasn't that much, news.
Maybe
about
that
it.
was by design to kind of keep it out of the,
maybe
the national media. Why give somebody that kind of attention?
right.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
Scott Fryer says we used to hang out in the mall.
Yep.
And it was a little public area
Mm-hmm.
called the Pit, that they called it. As far as the school shootings, Rich says it's mental health because people that aren't crazy will not go and kill a lot of people. However, they are passed off about being bullied.
Mm. Getting bullied, not sure how to handle it. I mean, bullying is nothing new. I mean, there were bullies when we were in school, but you kind of, you just dealt with it. You figured it out. You dealt with it. It was meet me in the playground at 3 o'clock after school,
and you
or
walked away. You didn't pull out a gun and shoot him.
No, that's what I'm saying. You learned, because there was consequence. There was, all of that.
Oh, and not only that, like I know in my case, my grandfather used to take me out shooting. I knew how to handle a gun.
Yeah.
I would never draw a gun on a person.
No, well, you're taught that.
Like,
Same
you're
thing with like
taught that.
martial arts and things like that. You don't
But
go to
now-
martial arts to learn how to kick someone's butt.
Right.
You go, to learn the discipline and all of that, and you're taught to not use it
When you-
for
when you-
nefarious reasons.
Right. When you hear about
Right.
karate, what's the first thing you hear? I learned discipline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you hear.
Well, it's just like handling a firearm.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
You
You have to have that discipline. Immensely.
Yeah.
So it's.
I mean, I haven't shot anyone.
Mhm, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
I won't backtalk you, Miss
Yeah.
Victoria.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we carry as well.
Right.
and
Yeah.
there's-
You don't just go around shooting
Mm-mm,
people.
No.
Like
No.
it's not the gun.
Mm-mm. No, it
The gun.
doesn't.
No, you're right. You're right. I agree with that statement. It's not the gun; it's the person with the gun.
Mhm.
And I find so
But and they had
I
there
know
are
I'm not-
accidents, right? And that happens, from
Oh, yeah.
like people being stupid.
I was gonna say
and-
that's not an accident.
Well,
they're all preventable.
well, they are, but then again, people also cut their hands off with table saws.
True. Yep.
But
But
That's
they're
why
not. But
there's
it's not
labels
safe.
on them now.
Right, I know.
and you
Hot
can't use
coffee.
your hair dryer in the bathtub.
Yeah.
because-
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Maybe you
yeah,
did that
yeah,
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know we're not supposed to do politics, but I have
But
to
she's
say,
gonna.
I have to say,
Mike said, "Don't do this," but screw him. I'm going to do it anyway.
What I find interesting is when you listen to politicians, if they're in one area, they say one thing, and they come to another area and they say another thing.
Yeah. They kind of flex to the
Yeah.
audience.
To
Mhm,
yeah, and
mhm,
I find it interesting
mhm. Yeah. Yep.
how
The narrative changes a bit
Oh,
depending on where they are, how extreme or kind of subdued they are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
There's even a warning on laundry detergent: don't eat the Tide Pods.
Yes.
Thanks, TikTok.
I mean, how do we?
Everything comes
where
with a
we-
warning.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
You know,
ridiculous.
one of the other things too, I just thought
Good morning, Christine.
one of the other things I thought of, the kids too nowadays, they're on social media, obviously, Snapchat, TikTok, I've been told Facebook's for old people, so kids aren't usually on Facebook, but the other
Whatever.
ones, yeah, I know, whatever. Although my son's on it now, I got him kind of hooked on it. But anyway, but
It's because they got money to buy his stuff.
yeah, I know,
That's
right?
why.
I know. He discovered Marketplace and now he's wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
But they see all this stuff on social media. They believe it all. They see it all and they believe everything that they see. They
Yeah.
don't understand that, or they don't even question a lot of it. I mean, they'll come home, oh, look at this TikTok, this person doing this, or did you see this? And I'm like, well, is that real or are they making that up? Oh, I don't know. Well, I mean, that kind of matters.
Yeah.
You kind of need to be able to decipher between fake and real, and they don't.
Right,
A lot of the kids they just take it for what it is. There's no thinking, there's no critical thinking associated with it. It's just they just accept it as it is and move on to the next. Scroll to the next one.
Do you think that maybe there's a possibility that the school shooters that are so delusional due to maybe first shooter video games that they actually feel that they're in the video game?
I mean, I think if they are, we're right back to the mental health issue.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge mental health
I
problem.
have
if that's the
3
case.
boys in my house that played all those video games
Yeah.
and I mean dedicated to playing those
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
And nobody shot anybody.
Yeah.
No, I realize that, but
It-
I'm not
it-
saying. I'm not saying.
It goes back to the mental health thing.
Yeah. And I mean, I
But
would
does
even.
it cause it?
lack
I mean, does it
of-
help it
No.
along?
I don't
Okay,
think
all right.
so.
I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
I think we're kind of going back to generationally. To me, it's almost equivalent to when everyone was blaming Marilyn Manson and his music for
Right.
violence.
That
and
darn
things.
rock and roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's like,
It's the same
I
thing.
feel like this is our
It's the devil's
generation.
music.
Our generation of trying to explain it, justify it, or understand it.
And he puts on a great show.
I know, does he?
I mean, I never was into his music or anything like that, but I saw him and it was a good show. Anyway, go ahead.
But I think that's I think it all just boils back down to mental health. I mean, if they're going in there because they play video games so often and they feel they're in one, then that's not the video game's fault. That's them.
The other part of that is, okay, so you have this kid with these mental health issues. You're watching your child
right
disintegrate
yep.
over time.
Mm-hmm.
And as a parent, what do you do?
Yeah.
You do something.
Yeah, right.
You don't just sit back and go, oh,
yeah.
He played video games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he stole my gun.
God help us if we get invaded by some sort of aliens, because I'm a space invader.
right.
I'm going to get you. It's all going to come back to me now.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
I
know I'm goofing off a lot with this, but
you then have to wonder too, in the last, I don't know, many years, how many kids when you were in school had ADHD or ADD
Zero.
or autism
Zero.
or Asperger's or was on a spectrum or
medicated?
Didn't exist.
Right. So how did that all come about? I always wonder, like, was it always there and we just didn't know what it was and everybody was just running around completely unmedicated and crazy?
Right.
Or has it been kind of created over the years?
Well,
I don't
like
know.
The special ed that the schools offer or the 504 plans, that didn't exist when I was a kid.
Yeah, no. No. I remember we had like some kids that would get taken out for special classes and you had the kids, the brainy kids that were taken out for their higher classes. And then you had the other kids that were taken out for the lower classes. But then, you were kind of you're just all in class together. Otherwise it was just everybody, you had the trouble kid that always sat next to the teacher because he was always in trouble. And
now you've got kids going down to the nurse 3 and 4 times a day to get pills.
Mm-hmm. Or to take a break, or to find, their safe space, or to, they need to walk around. They're walking around with right. Yeah, they're walking around with their fidgets. They're I need my fidgets. I need my, because it helps me concentrate and it helps. And maybe for some, yes, it does. I know we just used our pencils and would tap the damn pencil on the desk and drive everyone crazy. So I can get right. I can see it to an extent. I don't know how much of it's been, created versus how much of it's just been
doodle in your book cover.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when
the composition book.
Colby,
color on the page.
It was Colby was in kindergarten or first grade, and the teacher's like, "I can't get him to pay attention. He wants to be outside all the time." And I'm like,
"Yeah, well, he's a kid. Of course, he wants to be outside."
So
yeah.
Now they don't want to be.
She felt as though I gave them the boys too much freedom because we lived on a farm.
Yeah.
They come home from school and they were outside until dark, and then they come in the house. They had too much freedom. What the hell is that?
I have no idea. If I, it's cliche, but when the lights go on in the street, that's when
street lights. Yep.
Yeah,
when
that's
the street lights came on, you had to be home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And if I came home and the street light wasn't on, my mother would be like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you weren't home, you'd hear people's parents yelling through the neighborhood, yelling your name. We always had that because we had houses were close together, and parents, they had no shame. They'd be screaming your name, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, I gotta get," you're losing track of time or whatever. And obviously no cell phones or anything, but yeah, it was just a different time.
If you got brought home by somebody else's parent,
oh, that wasn't good.
No, but your parent would usually go, "What happened?"
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Michael, get inside.
Yeah, there was a reason.
Now it's like,
you would never.
Why are you talking to my kid like that?
Why are you touching my kid?
Yeah.
Don't touch my kid.
Yeah. You had my kid in your car without supervision. What the heck? Yeah.
I got brought back. I got brought back by the ear one time by a lady across the street. I don't know. I did something smart assy, but I don't remember what it was. But she literally pulled me across the street, knocked on the door, still holding my ear.
Yep.
And my mother she came to the door. "What's going on?"
Yep. What did you do?
And the lady's name was Sue. And she was like, "Well, Michael did this and Michael did that." And, he wouldn't listen. Get your ass to your room.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was like all of a sudden, it's like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everybody watched out for everybody. And everybody knew everybody.
And they took the other parent's point of view.
Yes.
That was it.
Oh, there was no talking to the child.
No.
And trying to understand their feelings and emotions.
No. No, you weren't allowed to have emotions as a kid. It was,
No.
you know, you dealt with it. And I mean, we grew up too, you know, if we were crying about something, you know, it was the I'll give you something to cry about, you know, kind of situation. And, you know, if you're going to make that much noise, go to your room and do it in your room. I don't want to listen to it.
Shut up, I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah.
Before my mother would slap me, she'd go, I'm only doing this because
Because
I love you.
Yes. We had that too.
How does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember
Oh.
putting a book down my pants once, like one of those like golden books, you know, the
Yes,
golden.
yeah.
I put that down my
because the spoon was
backside.
coming.
Well, my dad liked to use the paint sticks, like what you stir paint.
Oh,
with,
yeah,
because he
yeah,
was a
yeah.
contractor, so
Sure.
he always had paint sticks. So if you saw him reaching for the top of the fridge where the paint sticks were, you knew you were in deep shit. So yeah, I remember putting a book down there, and he did not find that amusing at all. Yeah, and then he used to make us hold our hands out, and he would whack us on the hands with them. And at one point, my brother pulled his hands back, and he whacked his own hands, and my mom started laughing, and that didn't end well either.
Here's the last thought of the day about this before we for our time is coming near to see. It zips by, doesn't
Time
it?
flies when you're
Yeah.
having fun. Huh?
Tim says, I want you guys to react to this. Schools should reinstate or reinstitute shooting teams like some schools had years ago.
Oh,
Yes.
like rifle team. Grasso has a rifle team.
They may deter the thought process of a possible shooter.
Yeah. Grasso has a rifle team. I mean, I don't
Mhm.
think they're walking around carrying it during school, but
No.
they do have a rifle team, and from what I understand, they do very well.
I don't think that. So I would agree with having a rifle team, but I
Mhm.
don't think it would deter
Mm-mm.
anybody from coming to the school and trying to shoot it up.
No, because they know
Yeah.
they're not walking around carrying in the school.
Yeah.
And these people that are shooting up schools they're crazy. They are crazy.
Right.
There's no
But they've also
Thought
never been
process.
taught not to do it.
right. Yeah.
So if they had some gun training,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, we started our kids young.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. Target practice, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, total.
Skeet
Oh, go ahead.
shooting.
Yeah.
Skeet
Yeah.
shooting, that's fun.
Yeah.
It's like the Amazon drones now. They're gonna have drones.
Yes.
It's like skeet shooting with prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
So-
look at
Oh,
that.
remember, you're not allowed to shoot them down.
Yeah,
So says
yeah.
your expert.
God.
No fun.
Take
No
all the
fun.
fun away from things.
Well,
So we sure went down like 7 rabbit holes. with
That's
this
all
one, and
right.
just
It happens.
that's what goes on. So,
Mhm.
better than the conversation we had before we were on.
well, that was a different kind of. That was okay. So I'm so sorry. Did
That would have been the
do you
Jerry
guys have the
Springer.
SN?
Yes,
Yeah.
The
Do
Jerry
you guys have the
Springer-
SNSN?
Oh my gosh, I
No.
forgot to check yesterday.
No, I don't. What you gonna do about it?
I forgot to check and see if it updated. I meant to.
I don't. I watch you on
Where
Facebook.
is it?
It
play
has
it on
nothing to do.
No, mine still says
Oh, then-
SNSN.
Then what? Hold
Turn
on.
your phone off. Turn it back on.
No.
Why would you want to do that? Rich yells at me all the time. He's like, "You need
What?
to turn that off, once a week or so."
You
and
should.
let it- Yeah, I don't. This sucker.
Because what
runs
happens is it
constantly.
frees up. I mean, you have memory allocated for different apps.
Oh no, he's explained all that to me. I just
Okay.
don't care. I
Yeah,
don't want
we
to shut it
know.
off because then I gotta read. Then I gotta get
But
everything
then you
back open
gotta
again.
get it all back open and
Because your app is going to go ahead and update. So anybody that has the SNSN app,
updated without
When-
turning off my phone.
No.
Oh, I do have it. It was buried in my. I do have it on there.
See, I have.
Yeah, but what's going to happen is that your icon is going to change.
So if I just go to my,
So-
I don't have to turn it
so that-
off.
I don't know where.
I just go to my
It's
settings.
it'll be a cassette
Oh,
now. And what it is basically, it's called "We Love the '80s."
Mhm.
So it's like all '80s music all day,
Mhm.
but it's more of a national platform, not just like saying Griswold,
Yeah.
Plainfield, Canterbury, Lisbon,
Oh yeah, mine's still that old.
Bontown.
Mine's still.
Yeah.
So I do have it on
Yeah.
there. I've never used it.
All you have to do is go to your app store and
Did it say
Update.
update?
Yeah.
Is it all right?
of course.
So
So I don't, because I don't do like, I do
Really?
manual updates. Huh?
It said update.
Ta-da.
Oh yeah. See,
Updated.
look. So mine says update.
Yeah.
So I just click update, and it'll
That's
it'll
what I said to
update
you
to the.
yesterday. Yeah, see? Now my icon's
Where is it?
right there.
Yes. So anyway,
On page 5 of my.
the point is if you have our app and
Oh,
all of a
shoot,
sudden it
now
says
it says, now I've got your live stream.
Yeah, well,
Hmm?
no, you can turn that off.
Oh yeah, see?
If you
Let's
have
try.
the
It's updated.
Yep. If you have the app, and all of a sudden now it says "We love the '80s," don't be alarmed, because that's what happened. We're going to be giving away shirts and hoodies and different gear and all kinds of stuff. So it's a totally different thing than
Yeah, I
what we
wonder if
were
get a
doing.
hoodie.
Oh.
Christmas is coming. Yeah. Anyway.
You know what's really cool when it updated? I like to have all mine in alphabetical order, and I have
Oh
them
my
all in
God.
certain
Oh my
folders.
god.
And it automatically went to the right spot.
Seriously?
Yeah, it automatically went to the right spot because it changed the.
Seriously.
Yeah. So that was nice. That made my
What the hell
day.
is wrong with you?
That made my
You
day.
You really messed up,
I've
girlfriend.
got like a bunch of different folders, color
Look at
coordinated.
mine.
Oh yeah, no,
Look
geez,
at-
no,
look at-
no,
look
no,
at-
no,
look
no,
at-
no,
look at-
no,
look at-
no, no.
look
That
at-
just
look at-
that throws my mind in like, look, no, see, I have all mine. Like I have my Google apps, my health apps, my
Oh my
NFA
gosh.
apps, my office apps,
That is
shopping
just-
apps.
Look at her. Me.
Look,
and
it's
my
like
apps
all-
app and
it's
appy
all-
app
Yeah,
app.
I have all folders for them, and then they're all in there, and so
Oh
I
my
know where to go to get
word.
them. Everything. That's it. Those are all my apps. That one sheet, that one page is all everything.
Oh my god.
There's also
wrong
a
with
phone
you.
number. Like if we have a page, We Love the '80s on TikTok, but also on Facebook, and there's actually a phone number that you can call, and you can like.
So like a 900 number? Or is it linked to the OnlyFans account you got going? Or
That OnlyFans.
Yeah, sure. No, you could leave a message and like say like so and so from City State. What?
Did you know on OnlyFans,
Oh God.
if someone's not real like popular, they offer discounts for subscriptions?
Oh, what a
How
blow
would
to the
you
ego!
feel
Could
if your
you
page had a discount?
Hi, I'm Mike.
I'm 20%
Come to
off.
my OnlyFans page today. Only 55% off. I haven't had any visitors lately.
I want to know, how do you know about the discounts?
I'll
Come
explain
down.
to you later.
It's called Mike's Chubby Love. If you like chubbies,
Oh my god! Oh, that's great.
I'm gonna
Okay.
get in
All right, so the
trouble
phone
really
number.
loud.
55% off today only. I don't know what the hell I'm saying.
Finish. Get back on track. Phone
Yeah.
number. We
Oh
love
yeah,
the 80s.
yep. We have a phone number. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
What's the phone number for?
It's just you can request music. You can say I'm so and so from city, state, country,
Oh,
whatever.
like the old time, like when you call into a radio station and the
Yes,
DJ answers
Except
you.
he doesn't answer.
Oh.
No, and we'll use that audio, like during some of our live broadcasts, like on TikTok and stuff like
Oh.
that.
Do people actually call in anymore? I would never want to call a phone number and talk. Do people do that?
Huh?
Do people call and talk? Like, do they do that? Do people still do that these days?
Yeah, they'll call and they'll just say, "Hi, I'm so and so from
Really?
Lexington, Kentucky, and we love the '80s."
Oh
Or
my god,
something
I would
like that.
never
Really?
do that.
Yeah.
I don't even like calling up and ordering Chinese. I would never.
It's
like,
probably not in the
call.
folder.
It is. I have them all. I have all the numbers.
860-591-9664 is the phone number. 860-591-9664.
Will you play anything that people call in and say? Because now that I know the
No.
number,
Well, yeah, right.
that could be
We can have a lot of fun with
dangerous.
that number. Let's spread that number around.
We
Ah,
could,
You're,
we could
you're
have
in a
some
mood
fun.
today.
I'd like
You
that.
are in a mood today.
I want to know more
I'm
about that
good.
discount. You're an operator.
Rich, I hope you're not on your meds.
Oh god.
She's in a mood this morning.
I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It happens.
All right, we're out of here. Thanks, ladies, for coming by.
No problem.
Peace out.
Peace out, bitches.
I didn't say that.
Wow. we
I
get
didn't
talked
go
to.
there.
He talks to us about what
I
we
did-
say.
And I didn't get that. Look at that. Woohoo.
Not yet.
All right. Tomorrow, let's see some programming. Tomorrow, we have some high school students come in. We're going to celebrate local athletes. A couple that are going to come in Griswold's Correndo Ruggiero, Seth Cunningham, and a couple others as well. Hopefully, we're going to get the coach of the volleyball team that's undefeated for Griswold
Nice.
as well. So, with that being said, and then Thursday we have Heather Summers coming back once again. And you'll be here. You cannot, right?
No,
Okay.
work. Gotta earn that paycheck.
Gotcha. So there'll be myself and Vicky and Heather. Oh, I did it again.
He called you Vicky.
Victoria. I'm sorry. Victoria. God. Myself, Victoria. Not Vicky, not Tori. Victoria. And Heather Summers. Look at you, you're like really upset about that. I didn't do it on
I'm
purpose.
shocked.
No, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Shocking. So we'll see tomorrow. Paul Lash will be here and from Retirement Row. Have a good day, everybody.
With an independent insurance agent, you can be sure you're getting the right coverage at the right price. The Burns Agency is all about relationships. We work one-on-one with you to make sure your auto, home, business is protected by a quality insurance company. That's why we work with Ohio Mutual Insurance Group. We know you can trust Ohio Mutual to protect what matters most to you and your family. Once you see how Ohio Mutual cares for your needs, you'll trust them as well. Contact us today to get the best coverage from the